Hi YouTube. Today we're going to do a posture exercise. So we're going to talk about our posture, and really we're talking about a short practice where we go through mountain pose. Mountain pose is a pose from yoga. It's a balance pose where you're balancing on two legs. And in this practice, it's actually a really nice time to spend a few moments just focusing on our posture, focusing on our parts of the body and how they are in space. Okay, so let's begin. So we want to be standing up and we want to have our feet hip-width apart. So I want you to look down and check that your feet are underneath your hips, thinking about these are your hip bones, and you have your femur bone coming into your hip joint, then you have your leg and your feet. So your feet should not be out wider than your hips, they want to be under your hips, remembering your hips are narrower than your shoulders. And we want to make sure that our toes are all pointing forward. So we want to make sure that we're not standing with our feet with our toes pointing out. So we want to have our toes pointing forward. So have a look down and check that all of your 10 toes are pointing forward. So you've got your toes all pointing forward. And then I'd like you to lift up all of your 10 toes and kind of spread them out and place them down again. So imagine getting a good grip on the earth with your toes. Now let's take a nice couple of deep breaths just to feel our feet on the floor. You can close your eyes if it feels good. So now focusing on all of the pads of the toes, the big toe, the second toe, the third toe, the fourth toe, the fifth toe, just gently pressing into earth, helping you to stay balanced. And then you'll feel the ball of your feet pressing into the earth, then the outside blade of your foot, and then your heels. Noticing the gentle rise of your arch of your foot, and then focus on the feeling of your feet pressing into the earth. Take a breath. And then when you feel your feet pressing into the earth, grounding down, I'd like you to then bring your focus up to your legs and imagine that your thighs are gently rolling inwards, like your adductor muscles are gently turning on, so that our knees are in a really nice alignment. So we're not having our knees are gently, ever so slightly bent. So they're in a nice relaxed pose. Our hips are floating over, our knees are floating over our ankles. And then get a sense that your tailbone is gently pulling down. And then an equal and opposite feeling of your belly button hugging into spine to protect your lower back. Couple of breaths here. Now with this beautiful strong base of our feet, knees, hips, we have our upper body just floating over the top. So feel a nice sense of ease in the upper body, where the heart is gently shining open, the shoulder blades are gently pulling down the back, and as we ground down through our feet once again, we feel an equal and opposite reaction, gently lifting us up from our posture up through the crown of the head, like we've got a string lifting us up through the crown of our head for a beautiful long straight spine, beautiful space between each vertebra. And breathe. Feel the sense of ease, space in your lungs, your rib cage as you breathe. Feel your hands just gently suspended in space. Feel the lovely sensation of fresh air just gently intermingling around our hands and palms of our hands and fingers. Then I'd like you to gently imagine you're tucking your chin ever so slightly just in towards your throat. making sure that we elongate the back of our neck. Imagine that the shoulders are gently hugging down and the chin's tucking into the throat and the head is lifting up. So we're going to have a beautiful straight spine, not a straight spine, a beautiful curved spine actually, but it's lovely and elongated. Get a sense of your lumbar curve in the back of your lower spine. And breathe. Notice we are a mountain, balancing on 2 feet. A strong, steady mountain. Another breath. Notice that the mountain, even though the mountain is strong and steady, you might feel a gentle sway in your mountain. Ever so subtle sway. A couple of breaths here. So just tuning into how you feel in this pose. Get a sense of your beautiful, strong posture holding you up. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And now you may like to take in the feeling of this posture and remind yourself to come back to this pose. Notice yourself standing beautifully in mountain pose, maybe later today in the kitchen, in your office, out in the backyard, wherever you happen to be. Just tune back into when you feel your posture in mountain pose throughout your day. 1 more breath. When you're ready, blinking your eyes open. Checking into how you're feeling after our mountain pose today. Right, great to see you, YouTube. If you'd like to, please subscribe to my channel. I'm looking at my subscriber count and I'm at 600 and something and I really want to get to 1,000. So please hit the subscribe button, like the video, share the video with your friends if you'd like, and I will be back next week with another video. I'll see you then, YouTube. Bye-bye.